family feud escalates in the wake of a young mom's disappearance. Could the bitter fallout hamper efforts to solve the case? Ann Gonzalez vanished back in March. Her family fears the worst.
Someone lured her or someone abducted her.
Julie's estranged husband, George de la Cruz, says she showed up at his place to pick up their 2-year-old daughter, but he says Julie left without little Layla, and nobody has heard from her since. Listen to the husband.
I got plans this weekend. Can you please take care of her? I'm like, okay, yeah. And I said, so when are you going to come pick her up? So I'll let you know. I'll call you whenever I want her. But she said, well, it's going to be this weekend. I'm like, yes. So I just said I never thought anything bad was going to happen. Because like I said, well, okay.
Police have never named George a suspect or even a person of interest, but Julie's family insists that he's hiding something. Now, we witnessed some of the family drama right here on Issues. Listen to this.
I want to be there with y'all.
Is it back yet?
But I know I'm not wanted. So why be there if everybody's going to look down on me?
Well, Julie didn't trust you, and you know that. Every time Julie went to go meet you with Layla to do the exchange, she always went escorted because she didn't trust you. This particular time, she wasn't escorted, and this happens. So you have to understand us. We don't trust you because of what you've done in the past.
Now, George is firing back with some shocking allegations of his own. He claims Julie's mom, Sandra Soto, has abused his 2-year-old daughter. We have to stress, we on Issues cannot independently confirm the accusations. So we've essentially invited both sides on to debate it. But first, Mike Brooks, what's really troubling everyone is that there's no development, no new development in this case. This girl disappears. The cops are saying nothing. We called them today. They're like, nothing new, and
right.
Click.
No, and there isn't anything new. I mean, it's search warrants, Jane. You know, it's just, where is she? There's been so many different stories about 2 people being sighted at the house when she went over to George's house. The search warrant, as I said, was served at George's house. They took his computer. They looked at a lot of different things, but nothing at all. And Jane, did anything ever come of that computer guy that someone talked about that she allegedly may have been meeting somewhere? You know, there's so many different stories out there, and now, you know, the attorney for George is saying that a family member threw a rock through his client George's window. So,
all right. Thank you, Mike. And I want to bring in now the attorney for George de la Cruz, Patrick Fagerberg. I have to say that when I first heard this accusation that your client is claiming that the missing woman's mom abused their 2-year-old daughter, I thought, well, he's trying to get back at her because she pointed the finger at him, so this is tit for tat.
Well, Jane, I didn't hear any of the previous conversations. Our connection was bad. But let me make something clear. When Julie went missing, my client voluntarily gave Sandra access to Layla 3 and 4 days a week, even though he had no legal obligation to do so. When Layla came home and made an outcry that Sandra was hitting her in the face, I told my client to not give her access anymore to Sandra. The next day, my client took his daughter to Child Protective Services, where they did a forensic interview, and they determined through 3 different workers that her outcry was credible. Since then, I told my family, do not give her access. She apparently, Sandra has lawyered up and is trying to gain legal access.
I've got to say this. We called Texas Child Protective Services. They would not comment, and the cops are saying nothing. We cannot independently confirm these serious charges. And on the other side of the break, we're also going to talk to Sandra Soto, the mother. But I'm going to ask you as well on the other side of the break, how does a 2-year-old explain that? And were there any injuries, visible injuries? Do you have photographs of those? Coming up. Also, has Lindsay Lohan really decided to sober up, or
I have this urge to pull Jane's hair to see if it's real, because I swear it kind of tilts forward throughout the show and then it seems to go back a little bit. I just have this urge.